Good afternoon, my name is Carol Harmer, and today I'm going to look at the NAS and the S&P. Now, if you were following me yesterday, you would know that I shorted the S&P, the NASDAQ yesterday. Okay, it didn't look right. The indicators were diverging. I know most of the traders were short. You can feel where they wanted to be sellers, not buyers. As you say, with you can tell with the NAS, because if you look at these little ranges here, high, close at the low, high, close at the low, close at the low, close at the low, new high, down day. Now, I'm not saying it's going to puke. What I am saying is that at this exact moment in time, you are better being short of the NASDAQ and the S&P. Don't know about the Dow, I haven't looked at it. But and the FTSE, I don't look at the DAX, it's just it makes my brain hurt. But you are better off being short of it. Now, I use pivot points. I was probably the first person on the life floor back in 1983 to use pivot points. Everybody thought I was crazy. What was a pivot point? However, they have proved their worth over the last 40 odd years, and I think that any traders who can have as much information as possible, good information, not bad information, you've got to be able to have good information. So any traders that have good information, the more the merrier. So the NAS pivot point today is at 24331. We are currently trading at 24351. So you can see where it's at that pivot point. The theory, just quick theory behind pivot points. Above the pivot point, market goes higher. Below the pivot point, market goes lower. You do have support 1, support 2, support 3, support 4, midpoints. I mean, the list is endless. For now, all you need to know is it's at the pivot point, which also strangely coincides with the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement, which is at 24342. So I'm quite happy to be short at the moment. If it doesn't go down the way I think it's going to go, and it will go, I think, quite quickly, but if it doesn't, I'm out of shorts, back into longs. But it concerns me, this market, that every time we've had these candles with no body and closed at the low of the day. So now I'm going to take a look at the S&P. Now what I've done with this is just now I've taken off the upside projected fib extensions. The reason being is you know where I'm going to put them, so it's easy just to put them back on the chart. Now the S&P is going to open in 15 minutes, okay? And that's really when the market starts to trade. So that's why I'm not too bothered that this is late. You can see where it's trading now on the retail platforms. We're seeing it trade at 6599. Your first Fibonacci retracement is 6587, and your pivot point today is 6645. It's going to be I like Thursdays. I used to always call it Reversal Thursday, which I'm hoping it's not going to be today. But normally I like Thursday trading. You have a lot of support, obviously, especially from this little lot over here, which not only is a 38.2, it's also where it topped and topped and topped. Okay, trades above, closed below. Didn't quite get it. Lackluster again. What you need to look at also was the diverging indicators. Now, if this market, hang on, let me just do this. Now, if this market does not make a move to those lower levels and break it, take that as a sign that there is still strength in it. You'll also see by the stochastics, when you look at the stochastics, if the market cannot trade below 6,510, say just for example 6,510, the stochastic should then be at neutral levels, and then you should see buyers come back into the market. It is only a loss of that 65110 area where you're going to see extra selling pressure, and then we're looking at 6573 and the 50-day moving average coming in at 6461, which also is the 50% fib level. So, you know, please be careful today. Thursdays are notorious, as I say. Watch what it does, watch where it opens, watch these pivot points I've given you. And any questions, just send me a little message, little text, and I'll be happy to help you. Okay? Have a great afternoon.